eyes on me. I'm getting looked up, down with these big frowns, they already gone by the size of me. I don't really get cooked, put my deuce up, I will not live in apology. I wish you lose my opportunity yourself, gon' make way for a prodigy.
Listen, the past bananas, but I haven't seen it. You thought it was over, you bragging ignorance, you lack the vision from sacrilegious. I feel my raptors, you ever been in my clearly crafted mission with crass intentions. You may have given them credit so you can save now. This ain't the end and you might...
It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And we'll get a look here at Derrick Henry. He had a nice effort a week ago with a pair of touchdowns. It's the Titans and the Chargers, and it comes your way next on Madden NFL 24.
By many accounts, one of the most underrated home venues in all of the NFL resides in the heart of Nashville, Tennessee, and that's where we find ourselves at Nissan Stadium. Today, after a topsy-turvy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here, as it'll be the LA Chargers taking on the Tennessee Titans. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon. The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. This fielded right at the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Well, the Titans ready to take over on offense for the first time, and it is the now 35-year-old Ryan Tannehill who leads them out in his 12th NFL campaign.
Those who expected Ryan Tannehill to go quietly into the night after the Titans drafted Will Levis, well, they clearly don't know this man well at all. He's a fighter and former comeback player of the year and expects to have his best season yet as a pro in this campaign.
The numbers on the ground for Henry last week. North of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you know, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good, too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
Second down, they go again with Henry. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before it's taken down. A big hitter there. First down gain of 26 yards.
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all starts because everyone wants to kind of control that area. It disrupts things from the defensive side and the offensive side. As we just saw, it opens up possibilities.
And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right in a yard.
Someone's looking fresh, and this O-line is definitely licking their chops. Everyone likes to run block. If you're an offensive lineman, nice early burst, nice gain, too.
They'll try the air now with Tannehill. A short throw taken in by Conquo. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. The Titans get 14 yards there and move the chains as well. Pretty solid opening drive here, Charles. They worked in the run game, the pass game, just steadily getting yards, and now they've got it inside the red zone here with an opportunity.
And the only thing they don't have so far is points. But the way that they're moving the ball now, that shouldn't take much longer. And they've established a great balance so far. Running, passing, doing what they want on offense.
And he'll get them inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Throw to the right, caught by Okonkwo. And the Titans are going to be looking at first and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early first and goal.
Back to throw, Tannehill. And it's a Titans touchdown. Chig Okonkwo, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Titans get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon.
There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Nick Folk for the point after. And this is good. Our score, 7-0 Tennessee. So that drive goes 8 plays, and it ends with a Tennessee score. From his end zone, here's Darius Davis. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards. So the Charger offense making its way out, and at the controls is the league's second leading passer a year ago. At 25 years of age, out of Oregon, it's Justin Herbert.
And he comes off a tough opening matchup, threw way too many interceptions in that game. Definitely not the way you want to kick off a new season. So he said to himself, I've got to throw that game out. I'm going to get a fresh start right here in week 2.
Now their versatile running back, here's Austin Eckler to about the 23. You talk about this Titan defense.
Well, they've been very good this year against the pass, currently holding on to a top 10 ranking at number 10.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Allen, the man in motion left. On the give, this is Eckler. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45. The Chargers had 0-1 on the year following the loss in the opener. And right now they're probably asking, hey, who did we offend in the scheduling office? Back-to-back road games to start the season.
Yeah, that's a great question. I'll bet someone called the league office to protest, but sometimes it just shakes out that way. But if they can get out of this with a split, knowing they'll get those home games later in the season, it could be quite an advantage for them if they take care of business now.
The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first.
It's another typical season for Williams last year. Big-time playmaking and also an injury that kept him off the field for a few games. Still put up just under 900 yards to lead Los Angeles, and he picks up the first with that catch.
A handoff. It's Eckler. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. The tackle was by the Boston College product, Harold Landry. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Charger football to start quarter number 2. As they are looking at a 2nd down and 6 coming up. Out of the gun, Herbert. That's caught by his tight end, Gerald Everett. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 22-yard line. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first. Now this offense hoping to avoid the 0-2 start. They trail, but they've got a 1st and 10 here. Here's Herbert. He'll get this out wide to Eckler.
It'll be a gain of just a yard, and it'll be second down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam coming out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
From the gun, Herbert on 3rd down. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. 4th down now as the Titans defense holds up in coverage.
Cameron Dicker on now to try the field goal.
This will be a 34-yard attempt. And his kick is indeed good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So both teams come away with points on their opening drives. Now they still trail. They answered the touchdown with a field goal, but at least able to break that goose egg here early.
And that is what's important, right? Because they didn't let that initial touchdown go unanswered. Took the ball themselves, moved it downfield, and put it through the post for 3 points. Game on.
And we spotlight Derrick Henry now. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
78 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Tannehill.
That one's taken in by Spears.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it's second down.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there, because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
First target, first catch, and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Tannehill going to turn and give this to Henry.
He'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Now 2nd and 3.
Now Tannehill.
He'll get it inside the 20.
Touchdown! DeAndre Hopkins, 26 yards. And they are able to add on to their advantage.
Well, this offensive unit, they were solid in the opening week victory, and now they are looking just as sharp here in week 2.
And that's exactly what you want, too, because you want to get better each and every week and really ramp up as the season goes on. I know it's still early in the season and a lot can happen, but this offense, they look like they're going to be fun to watch each and every time out.
On for the extra point is Folk. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. So that drive spanned 5 plays.
And it's finished off by the touchdown from DeAndre Hopkins.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Chargers get set to go here for their second drive. Their deficit is 11, 14-3, and needing to get something going here as they come up on 1st and 10. Herbert now. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage.
Second and a couple.
Here's Herbert.
He'll drop this one off to Eckler. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
And now here's a deep shot that's complete. Down the right sideline. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Mike Williams, his second touchdown on the season. And the Chargers have cut it back within a score.
Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him.
And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively.
Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well. So that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field's still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
And he takes his beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
Any questions of how they'd approach this drive were answered right there. They come out throwing, and they get a nice pickup here toward the end of the first half.
On first down, Tannehill. Dorsett's got it. So the completion good for 7 there, and that's going to bring up second down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion, but I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
From the 43, it's 2nd and 3.
Here's Tannehill.
That's complete to Westbrook-Ikhine.
And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 38-yard line. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10.
Tannehill throwing again. He's got a man. It's his fullback. Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Now it's Tannehill. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. And now Nick Folk, his career long, 56 yards. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. And that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, you know, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
The Charger drive about to get going. And they'll have time for one play. That's it. 3 seconds to go before intermission.
And now this throw incomplete, and that is how this first half will come to an end.
So we've reached halftime here in Nashville. Well, everyone's eager to resume play here this Week 2 contest, so we push right through halftime and back at it for the start of quarter 3. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this third quarter. And Charles, some things to like about that first half, ultimately trailing here, but certainly this deficit is manageable. So curious to see what adjustments they may have made at intermission.
As am I, because I think things bode well for a possible comeback, because I thought a lot of their best reps in the first half came through the passing game. They were hitting the open receivers, taking whatever the coverage gave them and making it work well for themselves. Now, they just want to pick up the pace of scoring a little bit. So I expect them to come out and continue to throw the ball effectively.
Those are the type of runs that we did not see from him in the first half, but a good start to the third quarter.
And I know what everyone's thinking that's watching this. They did a great job adjusting at the half. Oftentimes you don't make adjustments. You just dial into your game plan a little bit better. And maybe they're starting to make some headway.
First down, and they stick with Eckler. He'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. Got a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards, and that'll bring up second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
He's across midfield, and he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 42. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger first.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Running on first down, Eckler. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. 11 yards there, just like last play.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. Once more, here's Eckler. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
At the 31-yard line.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And the Titans are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. It was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
So here are the Titans to take over on offense. They've got the lead right now as they start this drive 1st and 10. Of course, remember they beat the Saints a week ago, so some good momentum rolling right now. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Tannehill now to throw. Open man, Westbrook-Ikhine. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
A little football 1-on-1 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. The result, only 4 yards. And it's second down. Henry up the middle. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
They'll try to run for the first with Henry.
And they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. 106 yards on the ground now for Henry. He's got a first down.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Again, it's Henry. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. Second down coming up.
I'm sure that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground. Keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
As I take a look at the clock, I realize that this drive has eaten up a good portion of the fourth quarter already. Got to tell you, partner, when you're trying to salt away a game, this is exactly what it's supposed to look like.
A first down carry for Henry. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Give your superstar the ball, continue to feed it.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
And the Titans are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line.
This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it. They got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for second down if they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up. That'd be the time to do it.
It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal.
It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
That's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee. 3 touchdown passes now for Ryan Tannehill.
And the Titans are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead.
Now Folk for the extra point. And the lead is up to 14. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it's finished off by the touchdown from DeAndre Hopkins. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. Here comes the Chargers offense now back out onto the field. But not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs.
He's by himself, Keenan Allen. A big play there for L.A. 43 yards.
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
Going for the knockout blow right there. I think if I'm up 2 scores, I'd be worried about an interception, but playing this way is what got them this lead. So you may as well ride it out to the end.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw. It's knocked away and incomplete.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. It's picked up by the top. Does the big boy have the juice? And they're going to bring this one back. A fumble return touchdown for the Titans. The offense, they've had some sloppy moments. Sloppy there again on that one, and it could be the backbreaker.
From a defensive perspective, if the offense is going to be sloppy, you've got to take advantage of that. That's what they've done all game long.
Folk connects on the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10 at their own 13. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Back to the air, Herbert on 2nd down. They'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired, while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
Now a 3rd and 6. Back to throw here, Herbert. And that is incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. They snap it to Herbert. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have the Chargers first down, and he'll have it by plenty as it turns out to be a big gainer there on 4th down. Out of the gun, Herbert. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
But at this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 35. Justin Herbert looking to pass. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And the Titans are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line.
The Titans take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
They'll try and choose some clock with Henry. And he'll get this just across the 25-yard line.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Henry again on second down.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A yard in the wrong direction makes third down tougher. Third down and 9. So this one, a Tennessee Titan victory. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half the adjustment.
Can I talk